What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and a little housekeeping around the Blizzard BlizzCon QA debacle, as well as some new news, some forced guild changes, and some new executives coming in at Blizzard from Xbox. Now, some house cleaning first. My video yesterday, all right, about the BlizzCon QA was wrong. The long-standing method for submitting these Q&A questions, I'm told, hasn't changed. I've also spoken to several Blizzard insiders that have confirmed what a longtime Blizzard attendee has told me. But before I get into that, just a quick second to pause and pay the bills. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, NordVPN. This is probably the easiest sponsor shout out I ever have to do because NordVPN is something I personally use and have been using for almost a year now. NordVPN was selected as best VPN from the Best VPN Awards for 2019. It was also the only VPN to get all green checks from PC Magazine. You get unlimited bandwidth, you get super fast servers, you get no data logging, you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Secure yourself with NordVPN using the description in the link below, and you can save up to 70% off using my promo code. So head over to nordvpn.org/thequartering to not only save 70%, but also get 1 month free with a 3-year plan. Here's how it works. BlizzCon has always dedicated one panel specifically to Q&A each year. That is to say, a panel is nothing but QA. Usually it's just for World of Warcraft questions, but last year it was scheduled for both Diablo and WoW. For the last 4 BlizzCons, maybe more, they've been handling the questions for this hour-long panel the same way, where people leave their questions in the fair mailbox on Friday and Saturday morning, and then they screen them for the hour. All of the spicy, the out-of-season April Fool's joke, this type of things have come from other panels. Here's how that works. Every other scheduled panel typically leaves about 10 minutes at the end for the panel for people to line up and ask questions. If you refer to the 2018 schedule again, you'll see the infamous Diablo questions came from Diablo: What's Next panel Friday morning on the Mythic stage. These are the Q&A segments that we will have to look out for. People just stand in line. They get asked what their question is by a moderator, but as in the case of last year with the Diablo red shirt guy, they can change their mind and ask something else once they're on the mic. If anything, this year, I wouldn't be surprised if they have people line up, but have the moderator actually ask their question. Now, that is an interesting change to things. In fact, from my sources that attend BlizzCon annually, as well as what was confirmed by 2 separate Blizzard employees, this is how it's worked, and they think it's at least plausible that the moderators will ask the questions for the people. Now, I was unable to, I reached out to as many people as I was connected to within Blizzard and BlizzCon to confirm if they'd make any change whatsoever to that particular portion. The Q&A remains unchanged. Whether or not they will allow for that 10 to 15 minutes at the end of each segment to be open to the public and allowing people to answer questions, I could not confirm. But I can't assume they've changed anything until they do. So the video yesterday, I've updated the title, I've updated the pinned comment, and if I'm able to confirm that they will not change anything, I will delete the video entirely. Sometimes you make mistakes. You do 3 or 4 videos a day, you've got to own up to it. And I made a mistake. Now, in other Blizzard news, former Xbox executive Mark Ybarra is now joining Blizzard. He starts as an executive vice president and general manager next month. Now, I don't know if this necessarily means any changes are happening at Blizzard, but former Xbox vice president Mike Ibarra, is joining Blizzard next month. He announced the news on Twitter only weeks after it emerged that he would leave Microsoft after nearly 20 years. As the tweet reports, Ibarra will join the team on November 4th as an executive vice president and general manager. He'll do so at an awkward time for Blizzard. The company's been awash in all sorts of controversy in the last 12 months, ranging from ill-received Diablo phone game, though its treatment of through its treatment of the Hong Kong Grandmaster Blitzchung following his on-stream protest. That said, the evidence points to next month's BlizzCon being a big one. Ibarra joined Microsoft in 2000 before eventually being promoted to general manager of Xbox Live in 2009. He became corporate vice president of gaming. Does this mean that anything is necessarily going to change for Blizzard? We don't know. This could just be an addition. A lot of old Blizzard execs have left the company in the recent months and years, so maybe this is some backfill. We'll have to wait and see. But this video is not devoid of roasting Blizzard, as they have forced a guild. I've seen this brewing for some time. Blizzard forces WoW Guild, Make Azeroth Great Again, to change its name. Blizzard Entertainment and the company behind WoW, Hearthstone, and Diablo forced the guild, Make Azeroth Great Again, to change their name. WoW Classic player and the leader of the guild, Cogblast, spoke to GameByte after they reported that another guild called Gay Boys was forced to change their name. Cogblast told GameByte, Blizzard did the same thing to my WoW Classic guild, Make Azeroth Great Again, which was just a tongue-in-cheek name for what was really just a social guild. We got it changed back, and then 12 hours later, we were forced to change it again. Cogblast shared his emails he received from Blizzard with GameByte that detailed the name would be changed with the specific infraction of, quote, inappropriate name, and that the guild had been reported multiple times. In fact, the original email stated, quote, due to these player reports, we have renamed your World of Warcraft guild. Who cares? It's such a dumb thing. Look, if you don't have something outwardly offensive, you should be able to call your guild whatever you want. This is the latest nanny state stuff that we're seeing. We've seen certain games like Rainbow Six and stuff disallowing certain players' icons, like their player avatars, ruling out names. Is this what we want to waste our time on? Maybe that's why, games like WWE 2K20 was a total disaster, because they're spending time on pointless stuff like this. However, a subsequent email from Blizzard Game Master detailed that the name should not have been changed. The Game Master told Cogmaster, take a look here. I'm very sorry this happened. I fixed your name and removed the penalty from your account. They added, you are correct. The name does not break our terms of service. However, as Cogblast told GameByte, the name would be forcibly removed again. Cogblast explained, a Blizzard rep contacted me in-game, and he basically told me that the name was not RP-friendly, and that the standard was at least partially based on opinions of the server. So people didn't like it. I'm sure if people had named a guild, I'm with her or something like that, you wonder. It is dumb. I mean, Make Azeroth Great Again is just funny to me. It's not like that big of a deal, but I guess if this is the state of things at Blizzard that you want to worry about. He detailed the guild's name was meant to be a fun theme that allowed us to flex our creativity while joking around with each other. It's not like they said, Draft 2020 or something like that. But nonetheless, more changes to WoW Classic. They are removing layered realms, finally. Blizzard cracks down further on WoW Classic layering exploits within a major realm update. Blizzard has rolled out another layered realms update for World of Warcraft, aiming to crack down on players' ongoing exploitation of the population management technology, which creates multiple instances of the same server to avoid having people wait around. Beginning in September, certain WoW Classic players had been using layering to force endless respawns for quick leveling. But Blizzard has taken notice, already banning a number of users and beginning the process of removing layered realms altogether. Look, I think you're ruining your experience if you do that. To be honest, Blizzard, at least with retail, already sells high-level characters up front, something that I probably would regret buying, as I've often told the tale about how I regret using the gold exploit in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm actually looking forward to replaying that game from the beginning without that, so I can learn to like appreciate the subtle weapons upgrades and things like that that you have to grind for. The studio already removing layering from a number of servers earlier this month, but today's update has taken things almost full circle with 18 more realms now layer free. BlizzCon 2019, however, reportedly hinting at Overwatch 2 announcement. Next week's BlizzCon schedule is packed with expected announcements. This includes Overwatch updates, Warcraft updates, esports. Interestingly, the major Mythic stage is looking quite thin, with 6 45-minute slots, words coming soon. For Friday and Saturday, this triggered a lot of speculation from fans who believe Blizzard will be reserving those slots for the announcements of some major titles, presumably Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, and probably, Diablo 2 Remastered. It kind of stinks that at least 3 of the major announcements are basically known entities at this point. I hate spoilers, and it's just a known thing now for Blizzard fans that, hey, these things are going to happen. So you wonder what else is going to be announced. You'd hope that you'd see something new and interesting come out, some new kind of surprise, but you never know. You know, are they going to talk about Diablo Immortal? I doubt it. Is there going to be some WoW Classic update? I think so. I don't think that the majority of the world has, you know, kind of maxed out in it. A huge group of people are still finishing Endgame, and they just added some new dungeons. So, you know, there are questions on what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to release new? Are you going to re-release other expansions? What are you going to do there? I'm hoping they answer that kind of stuff at BlizzCon. I do miss playing the game. I'm still interested in following the news, so I'll be watching BlizzCon very closely. And then, of course, confirming here, Diablo 4, Diablo 2 Remastered, supposedly coming at BlizzCon 2019. We've already seen various leaks and things of that matter. So, to summarize, I know a lot of you are probably growing weary of the Blizzard coverage. As far as I know, there are still protests planned, and it's going to be interesting to see because, you know, are people still going to feel as strongly? You know, if you look at, there's a couple of GoFundMes that happened, and, you know, it's a little curious. You know, you look at this protesting BlizzCon, there's not a lot of people that donated it to it, you know, maybe 20. And if we see any updates here, as of October 15th, thank you all for the donations. Thank you to Jeremy. Please keep checking up here on Reddit and our protest BlizzCon for updates. I will be purchasing flags and flyers soon. I hope people show up, and you see the kind of the latest updates are mods from our news, our PC gaming, and our games are removing or hiding any post that has to do with Blizzard. I've tried making several posts to highlight the fact that our Blizzard is censoring all posts that have to do with protesting at BlizzCon. Our PC gaming, our news instantly removed the article without even commenting on to say why. There's rampant corruption going on with Reddit, to nobody's surprise. And it'd be interesting to see. I mean, you got to wonder how many of these people are working together to silence this, to get people to move on. I see it. I see it in my own viewers' reactions. You guys are less interested in this whole topic. Most of the world has moved on, and it's a little sad to see Blizzard get off the hook so easily. I still wish that they would just reverse that decision and stand with Western values. It's pretty sick to see them kowtow to Chinese authoritarianism, but I guess that's the world we live in. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.